had squitters, and when they used to sort of get a problem, we'd inject them. Be quite some time before they'd come round, before they'd start sort of getting better again. We used the Precision Microbes. We found that the squitters were drying up, getting a lot better. We weren't having to inject so much, and basically the first batch of calves we had on the Precision Microbe looked healthy.
All right, on the road again, December, and I'm here with John Hawksworth in Derbyshire. John, thank you very much for having me on farm.
Pleasure, Tommy. Yeah, pleasure.
I suppose give people a bit of context. Whereabouts are we? Well, what part of Derbyshire?
We're in the Peak District, on the edge of the Peak District, near Matlock. I suppose everybody not everybody, but most people have heard Matlock.
Yeah.
A lot of motorcycles get there. It's a big sort of tourist area. So we're probably 6-7 miles from there.
Okay, and John, you contacted me. I was chatting to you probably 2 or 3 months ago. Music to my ears. You were telling me you were getting on with microbes, and you were happy with them. But I suppose before we get into that, a little bit about a background on the farm here. What are we doing? Your calf rearing. You've got this new shed, and I'll get some footage of the shed as well after, and people will see it with all the humidity and there's fans and everything. But tell people a little bit about what you're doing in calf rearing here.
Yeah, basically, I don't know. We started 15 years ago, something like that, 10-15 years ago. We were in an old milking cubicle shed where the cows used to be milked, with the concrete sort of boskins. We had them in twos. We had 20 down each side, so in twos. We started like that, feeding on the milk buckets.
Yeah.
Obviously mixing the milk in the buckets, feeding on the tip feeders, and then we thought we might have a few more calves, so we went to another 5, built a little pen in the middle of the shed, had another 5, and then we thought we might have another 5.
Yeah.
So we had another 5, so we got 10 in the middle and 20 down each side. So we were rearing 30 calves, and we did that for several years. And I think basically we outgrew that shed. We obviously wanted to progress. We got this cattle shed. This was just mainly a cattle shed for store cattle, just barriers down the front. And we set to and said, right, rather than have a purpose-built shed, which we'd looked at the grant system, and it was so complex for us to get a purpose-built shed that this shed was here, and we said we'd convert this shed. Quite a bit of work for ourselves. I mean, we had to take the cattle barriers out. We've had to clad all the front. Initially last year we discussed it, and we were going to have sort of pens in here with the calf fronts and carry on feeding with buckets. But then we said if we was moving in here, my partner, she thought the calf feeders would be a lot easier, a lot less work. Obviously, you've still got to look at the calves, you've still got to monitor them, but the calf feeders would probably free our time up a bit more, because we do quite a bit of other work. So basically, we looked at the grant system. The grant was coming up. We applied for the grant, fortunate enough to get the grant, and we ended up with the urban calf feeder.
You've done a nice job. You've done the urban calf feeder. You've lots of space. You have this tube which seems to be working well as well, with a variable motor which keeps the environment's quite fresh in here.
Yeah.
And you also have those lovely lights. So it's a really, and there's plenty space per calves, plenty space for the calves. And I suppose the other thing with the calves as well is you said you're buying calves from market, which is so you were having challenges with calves coming in.
Yeah.
But you found in the last couple of batches things have been improving, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, when you go to market, we buy from a market that probably have 600 to 1,000 calves a week, from all over Wales, everywhere. And one of the biggest challenges, obviously, as you'll know, is stress, BVD, all those factors you can bring into your farm. And over the years, we've sort of got a regime now where we vaccinate with the Precision Microbes as well.
Yeah.
We got onto that, and basically when our calves come in, we put them through a thorough vaccination program, the best milk powder that we can get.
You're doing a good job on the calves.
And we've gone from losses that we'd incurred several years ago to, I mean, we've had these now since 10 weeks, 15 weeks, 50 calves here. We've got probably one poorly one that's not quite as he should be, but the others we've sort of reared them up. And not had a great deal of problems with them.
Yeah, no, it's great. So you saw a few of these, everyone's watching YouTube now, you saw some of these, you mentioned Amy and Farmer Phil were using Precision Microbes, so you said you'd give it a go. You've been using that for, this is the second batch of calves that have been on it?
No, we've...
Third?
Fourth batch. Yeah.
Okay. And what have you seen, I suppose, what from a difference point of view? Because you said to me, which I really like to hear, of course, is more people need to know about this product.
Yeah.
So what did you see with the Precision Microbes?
Well, we had squitters, and when they used to sort of get a problem, we'd inject them. Be quite some time before they'd come round, before they'd start sort of getting better again. We used the Precision Microbes. We found that the squitters were drying up, getting a lot better. We weren't having to inject so much, and basically the first batch of calves we had on the Precision Microbe looked healthy.
Yeah, very good.
I mean, obviously every farmer's sceptical about different products, and it's one of those, you know, you use my product, it works really well, but we were really pleased with it.
Thanks, John. Good to hear that.
And obviously we were that pleased that we were struggling to get the product in our area because it's not widely known in this part of the world. And when we went on to the urban calf feeder, we wanted to feed that as an additive. We specifically add the calf feeder with the additive pump for the Precision Microbes.
Very good.
And basically, we've sort of gone from strength to strength with it.
Good.
With the vaccination program, with the Precision Microbes, with the milk powder.
It's a combination of all those things.
I think we're somewhere near doing a good job. We like to do a good job. We like our calves to look well, and when we do the end product in the ring, we like them to look well as well.
Yeah, I got that said. So the boss is behind the camera there. Did the camera work for us? Yeah. So she didn't want to be on the camera. No, but look, I really appreciate your time this morning, and I think you're doing a really nice job. You've invested in a lovely calf shed. Calves are looking well. And continued success.
Yeah.
It's a wet, miserable morning out there. Yeah, but I've enjoyed my visit and chat, so keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
And a great pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, lovely.
Great pleasure to meet you.